Welcome to the Don't Get Sports Show with Big Rams College Football Week 5. Let's go, Ace.
Damn, all right, boys and girls, college football Week 5. Cannot wait, Big Ree. Gonna be a juicy weekend, and coming off a doozy of a week for me on Week 4. I own it up, but it's all good. We're gonna come back really well on Week 5. Cannot wait. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into the picks. Here we go, boys and girls. Aquí vamos, chicos y chicas. Let's go. All right, game 1. We got Tulane at Tulsa. Tulane is a 14.5-point favorite. Tulane 3-1, coming off a 45-10 loss at Ole Miss. They basically just got dominated on both sides. Offensively, offense looked like complete crap. Defense didn't look good at all. Gave up 45 points to Ole Miss. This snapped their 3-game winning streak. Quarterback Rhett Zulf, that's how I'm pronouncing it. Honestly, this guy just had a really bad game. This was the transfer from BYU. Looked pretty serviceable in the first 3 games. And then honestly had I think 60 total yards. Really just looked horrible. And then we got Tulsa, who is 2-2, coming off a 19-12 win versus Oklahoma State. They won, but this was not a pretty win at all. They gave up 405 yards to Oklahoma State. 405 yards to Oklahoma State. Prior to this win, they lost 42-23 to Navy. And then 21-14 to New Mexico State. Not just New Mexico, New Mexico State. And here's my thoughts here. Everybody is going to be high on Tulsa that they beat Oklahoma State. But let's not forget something. This is not the same Oklahoma State from the past, okay, guys? This team is horrible. Gundy should be done. This guy needs to just resign. He stated he wasn't going to resign. He needs to go home and just call it a career. But the program is a complete mess. I mean, they got thrashed 69-3 by Oregon, okay? So let's not act like this is a huge win by Tulsa. And, look, Tulsa, first of all, Tulsa has not won a back-to-back games in 3 seasons, okay, Big Ree? And Tulane coming off a 35-point beatdown by Ole Miss. Everybody's going to be high on Tulsa. And, Tulane lost by 35. Don't get fooled here, boys and girls. I'm taking Tulane minus 14.5. All right, game 2. We got Appalachian State at Boise State. Boise State is a 16.5-point favorite. App State 2-1, coming off a 38-22 loss to Southern Miss. They actually outgained Southern Miss 470-389. 27-18 on the first downs, but they had 3 turnovers, and that was the difference in this game. Quarterback AJ Swan, this guy just had a bad game with 3 picks. They benched him towards the end of the game, but he had a bad game. I do like the running back here for App State, Rashad Dubinian. This guy's the Arkansas transfer, averaging 133 yards per game. I like his game here. And then we got Boise State, who's 2-1. They're coming off a 49-37 win versus Air Force. They got the win, but they gave up 515 yards to Air Force. They are on a 2-game winning streak. Quarterback Maddox Madden. This guy, his numbers are down, and he doesn't have the help of, Heisman candidate last year, Ashton Genty, the 6th overall pick to the Raiders, and that's affecting his game. And here's my thoughts here. First of all, Boise State has a really bad defense. This defense is really bad. App State has lost a game by more than 16 only 3 times in their last 40 games, okay? Only 3 times in their last 40 games. Everybody's going to be high on Boise State, but I like App State to hang around, and I'm taking App State to cover the 16.5. I'm taking Appalachian State 16 plus 16.5. All right, game 3, one of the big games of the weekend. We got Alabama at Georgia. Georgia is a 3-point favorite here. Alabama 2-1, coming off a 38-14 win versus Wisconsin prior to the bye week. They did have a bad loss in week 1 to Florida State. But I do like their quarterback, Ty Simpson's looking good, 66% completion, 287 yards per game, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. They got 2 really good receivers. Obviously, the stud Ryan Williams, for future first-round pick in the NFL. And then Gurmy Bernard, shout out, he's out of Las Vegas. So 2 good receivers there. And then we got Georgia 3-0, coming off a 44-41 win versus Tennessee in overtime prior to the bye week. Their offense looked good. Defense looked bad. They probably should have lost that game. Tennessee missed that field goal at the end in regulation, but they should have lost that game. And, here's my thoughts here. First of all, the only reason that they're even a favorite is because they're at home. Okay, that's number one. And people are going to look at, Alabama being 2-1 and losing to Florida State and having kind of a weak schedule other than that. And then they're going to be like, oh, Georgia's 3-0 here. But the main point here is Alabama has a better defense. I like Alabama's defense, and their offense is more explosive. Meaning like they have the potential to put up more points here. And I like Alabama to win outright here. And this is my lock of the week, boys and girls. I'm taking Alabama +3. And when I hand it off to Big Ree is on fire. 9-2 on the season in college football. Let's keep that momentum rolling, Big Ree. Let's go.
All right, the first game I got is a Friday night game. We got Florida State at Virginia. The current spread is Florida State -7.5. Florida State 3-0, coming off a 66-10 win versus Kent State. And then we got Virginia 3-1, coming off a 48-20 win versus Stanford. Not really much to say here. Their one loss was versus North Carolina State, which was 35-31 on the road. Florida State quarterback Tommy Castellanos is questionable for this game. I am giving it that he plays, and he's been playing pretty good this season. Virginia QB has also had a solid season so far. His best game was against Stanford. Not saying much either. And I think this is going to be a really good game. As Ace mentioned, Florida State beat Alabama in week 1, and they beat them handily. But I want to mention one key thing. This was at home, and this is on the road. This is in Virginia. In college, home field is a big deal. And I think, okay, Florida State is a better team here, but giving me the 7.5, I'm going to take Virginia +7.5. Friday night game. Don't forget that. The second game we got is one of the best games of the week. LSU at Ole Miss. LSU is coming off a 56-10 win versus Southeastern Louisiana. Ole Miss is coming off a 45-10 win versus Tulane. Both teams are 4-0. LSU's best win comes week 1 versus Clemson, 17-10. They also beat Florida 20-10. Ole Miss's best win comes versus Arkansas, 41-35. Ole Miss's defense is not good, while LSU's defense is superior, only giving up 10 to Clemson and Florida. Ole Miss QB Trinidad Chambliss is having a good season so far. LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier is also having a solid year as well. This is going to be a good thing, but I just feel home field, as I said in the last one, is going to come into play. Everyone is going to be on LSU, the number 4 ranked team, underdog on the road. And I'd say the public is going to be very heavy. on LSU, and I'm taking Ole Miss minus 1.5. The last game I got is number 1, Ohio State, traveling to Seattle to take on Washington. Ohio State 3-0, coming off a 37-9 win versus Ohio. Quarterback Julian Sain is having a great season so far. He struggled. His only struggle game was versus Texas, which was their first win of the season. Washington coming off a 59-24 win versus Washington State. No impressive wins on the season at all here. And something is just telling me on this game that this is going to be a really good game in Seattle. The weather might play effect. And I'm going to say buy half a point from 10 to 10.5. I'm taking Washington plus 10.5, lock of the week, and I'm putting Ohio State on upset alert.
Woo-hoo! Cannot wait, boys and girls. Going to be a juicy weekend. A lot of 3 to 4 really good games. Cannot wait. And so good luck this week, boys and girls. We'll see you guys next week.